Hare Krishna. Okay, so we'll be discussing Krishna willing every Saturday, Brahma-Samhita. Of we know Śrī Brahma-Saṁhitā is published in ISKCON, but the commentary translation and the purports were given by Srila Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur. That's the book what we have. And why we chosen Brahma-Samhita for these discussions? Srila Prabhupada wrote a letter, you can see on the screen, to Pradyumna, early 1967. Srila Prabhupada said, Pradyumna was Srila Prabhupada's Sanskrit editor and working on Srila Prabhupada's book production. So, Prabhupada said, Brahma-Samhita is the gist of the Srimad Bhagavatam. In the Bhagavad Gita, as well as in Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna is accepted as Supreme Lord, and everything about him is nicely described there. Similarly, in the Brahma-Samhita, everything about Krishna is perfectly described. In the very beginning of the book, Krishna is accepted as the Supreme Lord, existing eternally in his transcendental form, and is the cause of all causes. One who reads Brahma-Samhita very carefully and scrutinizingly can understand everything of Krishna without any fault. I recommend, therefore, that all my students read Brahma-Samhita very carefully, especially because it was translated personally by my spiritual master, Srimad Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj. So here we can see Prabhupada's recommendation to read Bhagavad Gita 1967. That was the how important Prabhupada considered this book to be. And when they started reading it, Pradyumna, Prabhu, and other devotees, they were excited. They were saying, wow, this is amazing work. Let's publish it in BTG, in Back to Godhead. So Srila Jayadvaita Maharaj remembers that either Pradyumna or Kirtananda Maharaj asked if we could publish Brahma-Samhita in Back to Godhead. And Prabhupada was not very much in favor of this idea because Brahma-Samhita is very dense. Then Prabhupada said, we could publish it in small installments. Now we all know who read Brahma-Samhita, how it's difficult to follow Srila Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur's English, very high English, very, very deep, and the expressions he used are even for Englishmen nowadays difficult to follow. He was a superior intelligence, and the way he used the words to express spiritual matters is really unique. So Srila Prabhupada was concerned that people should not get bewildered how they will understand it. But he said, if you publish in small installments, little by little, that they could follow. He said, it will puzzle their brains. And he said, my spiritual master used to speak from the highest elevated platform. So this is the recommendation for reading the book, and the Prabhupada wanted it actually to come to the masses of people. Very important book. The book was edited and published by Thakur Bhaktivinoda first. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur published the book with Sanskrit verses and with Srila Jiva Goswami's commentary. And then Bhaktivinoda Thakur given commentary on that also, or explanation for Jiva Goswami's commentary. And then Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur translated Bhaktivinoda Thakur's simple Bengali into English. And of course, following the conclusions from Jiva Goswami. So we got the book what we have today in ISKCON, Śrī Brahma-Saṁhitā. Okay, so in the forward to the Brahma-Samhita, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says, this booklet is only the 5th chapter of hymns of Brahma, which were recorded in 100 chapters. He said that the original Brahma-Samhita Vedic text has 100 chapters. This is chapter number 5. If you see famous shloka from Brahma-Samhita, Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachita Ananda Vigraha, you will see always is written Brahma-Samhita 5.1. But other chapters were lost. Most of the chapters are lost. And we find this one chapter that we have today. So here Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says, the Supreme Lord Sri Caitanya picked up this chapter from the temple of Adikeshava, Tiruvata, village lying under the government of Travancore, for the assurance of all God-loving and especially Krishna-loving people in this conditioned jurisdiction. This booklet can easily be compared with another book which passed by the name of Srimad Bhagavatam. Though it has got a reference in pantheon of Puranas, the Bhagavatam corroborates the same idea of this Pancharatha. So basically, Srila Bhaktivinoda Saraswati Thakur compares Brahma-Samhita to Bhagavatam, to Srimad Bhagavatam. Such an important book. And you will see later from where this comparison is coming and why it is coming, how it is coming. So Srila Prabhupada also said, just like these books, Brahma-Samhita. Brahma-Samhita is only the description of Krishna. And this book was composed by Lord Brahma. Nobody knows how many millions of years ago this book was composed, but we understand that it was composed by Brahma on the authority of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now, so Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu authorized the book. He said, oh, yes, this is important book, this is good book. So this is what Srila Prabhupada says. He says like that, the Brahma-Samhita is one of the Vedic literature composed by Lord Brahma and accepted by Lord. The authority we cannot deny, because this Brahma-Samhita was found in southern India in some temple in handwritten, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu collected from that temple when he was traveling there, and he brought it back and presented to his devotees that here is the essence of Srimad Bhagavatam, Brahma-Samhita. This is how Lord Chaitanya treated Brahma-Samhita, the essence of Srimad Bhagavatam. Therefore, Brahma-Samhita is authentic, and all the Vaishnavas, they accept. All the Acharyas, they accept. If you read Brahma-Samhita, the transcendental abode of Krishna is described and the activities of Krishna is described. Don't think that Krishna's feature has been carved by artists. No, it is described in Brahma-Samhita. Vainum Kvanantam Aravinda Dalaya Taksha. So Prabhupada is quoting now this last thing he said, that don't think that our paintings or our murtis or our carvings, these are just some speculation, imaginations. No, there is description in Shastra. There is description of God, description of Krishna in Brahma-Samhita. So this is what he says, that there is description of God and the painting is painted. The murti is carved according to authorized description from the Shastra. So this is what Srila Prabhupada said. So here we have the story from Caitanya Charitamrita, how Lord Chaitanya found Brahma-Samhita. Here these are shlokas from Caitanya Charitamrita. We'll read from it. That very night, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his assistant, Krishna Das, arrived at the bank of Payasvini river. They took their bath and then went to see the temple of Adikeshava. How many devotees have darshan, had the darshan on Adikeshava temple? Many. Okay. When the Lord saw the Adikeshava temple, he was immediately overwhelmed with ecstasy. Offering various obeisances and prayers, he chanted and danced. All the people, they were greatly astonished to see the ecstatic pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They all received the Lord very well. So remember in the Adikeshava temple, when you come, there's a huge Mahavishnu lying down, and altar has 3 doors. This is so big that you basically go for 3 darshanas to see fully Lord. One darshan, you have his lotus feet, then you have the main torso body, and then you have his head. So you go from one to another, it's so big murti. How many feet? Anybody remembers? It's a bigger than Ranganath deity. It is bigger than Ranganath. So Lord Chaitanya came there, was jumping and dancing and singing Krishna's names in ecstasy. And people were showing respect. All the people there, they were greatly astonished to see the ecstatic pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They all received Lord very well. Then Chaitanya Charitamrita say, Mahabhakta Gana Saha Tahan Goshti Kaila Brahma-Samhita Dhyaya Untitled Tahan Paila. The temple of Adikeshava, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu discussed spiritual matters among highly advanced devotees. While there, he found a chapter of the Brahma-Samhita. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was greatly happy to find a chapter of that scripture, and symptoms of ecstatic transformation, trembling, tears, perspiration, trance, and jubilation when manifest in his body. So, by finding that Brahma-Samhita, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed the ecstatic symptoms of love of God. This is how he reacted to the book. When he saw the book, when he heard, because they were discussing, the devotees were discussing that, when he heard what is the subject matter, he fell in transcendental ecstasy. Actually, his love for Krishna was manifested. And these are the symptoms described in the Shastra of trembling, tears, perspiration, trance, jubilation, like that. Siddhanta Shastra nahi Brahma-Samhita sam Govinda Mahima Jnanera Paramakaram. So here what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, there is no scripture equal to Brahma-Samhita as far as the final spiritual conclusion is concerned. Indeed, that scripture is the supreme revelation of the glories of Lord Govinda, for it reveals the topmost knowledge about him. Since all the conclusions are briefly presented in Brahma-Samhita, it is essential among all Vaishnava literatures. This is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said. So, this is from Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela chapter 9, and there is Srila Prabhupada's purport. And it's amazing purport. I'll just read a little bit from it. The Brahma-Samhita is very important scripture, Srila Prabhupada said. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu acquired the 5th chapter from the Adikeshava temple. In that 5th chapter, the philosophical conclusion of Achintya Beda Beda Tattva, simultaneous oneness and difference, is presented. The chapter also presents methods of devotional service. The 18-syllable Vedic hymn, discourses on the soul, the super soul and fruitive activity, an explanation of Kama Gayatri, Kama Bija, and the original Mahavishnu, and a detailed description of the spiritual world, the specifically Goloka Vrindavan. The Brahma-Samhita also explains the demigods, Ganesh, Godakashaya Vishnu, the origin of Gayatri mantra, the form of Govinda and his transcendental position and abode, the living entities, the highest goal, the goddess Durga, the meaning of austerity, the 5 gross elements, love of Godhead, impersonal Brahman, the initiation of Lord Brahma, and the vision of transcendental love, enabling one to see the Lord. The steps of devotion service are also explained. The mind, Yoga Nidra, the goddess of fortune, devotional service in spontaneous ecstasy, incarnations begin with Lord Ramachandra, deities, the conditioned soul and its duties, the truth about Lord Vishnu, prayers, Vedic hymns, Lord Shiva, the Vedic literature, personalism and impersonalism, good behavior, and many other subjects. There is also the description of the sun and the universal form of the Lord. All these subjects are conclusively explained in the nutshell in the Brahma-Samhita. So look at the subject of Brahma-Samhita. So many things are discussed, and Krishna willing, will be going every day, cover some shlokas as much as possible, and hear from the Srila Prabhupada's explanations, purports from acharyas, and discuss whatever devotees have realizations, applying that in our life. For example, Brahma-Samhita is famous describing Goloka, Dham, Krishna's transcendental abode. What do the other religions have to offer to the world, to the people? What do they know about God, about his transcendental abode, about his pastimes, about his qualities? Even just abode of God is described in such a way that there's no comparison. There's no book in the world. There's no religious book in the world to compare to this apparently tiny, tiny book of Brahma-Samhita. We have so much description. Lakshmi Sahasra Shata Sambrahma Sevyamana Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So much to learn, so much to gain, to really be benefited. For all world, knowledge is there. And the Srila Prabhupada quoted Brahma-Samhita regularly. Of course, is there anybody who doesn't know Ishvara Parama Krishna Shloka? No? Everybody knows this. It's quoted so many times, so important shloka. We'll discuss now why and how and everything. No? So the point is that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all the acharyas, they took this opportunity to present this Vedic literature, which reveals the personality of Godhead, his abode, his incarnations, his relation to the material world, to the Purusha avatars, his relation to demigods, Krishna's relation to his devotees, Vaidhi Bhakti, Raganuga Bhakti, the process of deity worship. Everything is explained in the nutshell. So it is essence of Srimad Bhagavatam. And we can learn everything conclusively from Brahma-Samhita. So this is why we are discussing this, engaging ourselves. So what happened then? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu copied Brahma-Samhita, and then with great pleasure, he went to a place known as Ananta Padmanabha. So from Adikeshava temple, which between Nagarkoil and Trivandrum, from Adikeshava he went to the Ananta Padmanabha, another amazing temple of Lord Vishnu. And then when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came back from South Indian tour, gave to Ramananda Rai vivid description of his travels to the holy places and told him how he had acquired the two books named Krishna Karanamrita and Brahma-Samhita. The Lord delivered the books to Ramananda Rai. This is narrated in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela also. The Lord said, whatever you have told me about devotional service is all supported by these two books. So remember famous Chaitanya Ramananda Samvada on the bank of Godavari, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked him, what is the goal of life? Then he came slowly from Varnashraman to the topics of Radha and Krishna. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked him, tell me more. And Ramananda Rai said, yes, Lord, whatever you bless me to speak, I'm speaking. You are speaking through my mouth, like that. So now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whatever they were discussing, the highest topics of personality of God, of his internal pastimes, of Gopi's position, of Radha and Krishna. Now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu say, everything what you say is here in these two books, Krishna Karanamrita and Brahma-Samhita. So Ramananda Rai was very happy to receive these books. He tested their contest along with the Lord and made a copy of each. So the copies were made amongst the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, and the copies were preserved, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur had a copy of, from those days, were copied, and he published it. He actually published it with Jiva Goswami's commentary at that time, and he given commentary on that in Bengali. So here, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in his commentary on Brahma-Samhita called Prakashini Vritti says, it was by Krishna's mercy that the four-headed Brahma received the 18-syllable mantra through the medium on divine Saraswati, Daivavan. Then he performed worship by means of mantra japa for a prolonged period of time. So what Bhaktivinoda Thakur is narrating actually what is described in Brahma-Samhita, and this is what we'll be discussing, how Brahma was created by Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, how he didn't know what he is, who he is, what is the purpose of his life, what he is supposed to do, what is his duty. Then he was initiated, and then he did tapasya, and then as a result of this worship, he received Kama Gayatri mantra through the sound of Krishna's flute and attained twice-born status. He was initiated, second initiated. Then he offered prayers to Sri Krishna with valuable jewel-like statements that embodied the essential conclusions of the Vedas. For the benefit of all living entities, these precious jewels have been collected together in the jewelry box of the scriptures, Śrī Brahma-saṁhitā, whose 5th chapter is especially full of most valuable jewels. This is how Bhaktivinoda Thakur describes Brahma-Samhita. Now, that all the valuable jewels of the devotional service of bhakti is in the jewel box called Brahma-Samhita. So I think we are all convinced that we have to study the book. We want to study. Yeah. So here, Srila Jiva Goswami also explains in his Digdarshan Tika that although Brahma-Samhita contains 100 chapters, the 5th chapter is complete in itself, since it expresses the essential meaning of all scriptures. So we may wonder, Brahma-Samhita is 100 chapters and we have only fifth one, What about other chapters? No? But Srila Jiva Goswami assured us, don't worry, this chapter is complete in itself. And he will be elaborating this in his commentary. He said it describes the name of the Lord, the form of the Lord, abode of the Lord, his pastimes, done, everything, whatever we need for devotion to go home back to what is described. So nothing to worry. Srila Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur also comments, this book is treatise of Krishna. So the preamble is enacted by chanting his name in the beginning. So he said, Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur said that this book is dedicated to Krishna, his topic about Krishna, his main subject is Krishna. So immediately in the first shloka, Krishna's name is mentioned. No? Established like that. Okay. So now this is interesting to discuss and understand that why is this book so important to Gaudiya Vaishnava? Why is this particular book so much stressed? You heard how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stresses and all acharyas and Prabhupada is quoting it like anything. And not only Ishvara Parama Krishna, but we are singing every day. Venum Kvanantam Aravinda Talayatakshan, Chintamani Prakara Sadhana Sukalpa Vriksha, Prabhupada is quoting Goloka Namni Nijadamni Talesha, Yasya Prabha Prabhavato. So many shlokas are quoted repeatedly by Srila Prabhupada, no? Many, not just one or two, no? So, why is this Brahma-Samhita so important for Vaishnavas, for devotees? Anybody has any idea, comments, conclusions? It's revelation of Lord Brahma. It's realization of Lord Brahma. It's Brahma-Samhita is what Lord Brahma has seen after practicing devotional service. Actually, spiritual Krishna revealed himself and his spiritual abode. And this is what Brahma describes. This is what Brahma-Samhita is. He did some sadhana, practice, and the result was there that Krishna revealed spiritual world to him. And he's describing, he's seeing, oh, Goloka, Chintamani Prakara Satma Sukalpa. She is looking around and describing. It's direct perception. As Chaitanya Prabhu said, and Divya Pratyaksha, Vaidusha Pratyaksha. His spiritual vision. By spiritual eyes, he's seeing spiritual world. So this is very important revelation. This is the highest evidence of God existence, that devotee is seeing Lord face to face. What other proof you're going to give him? And how you're going to convince him God is not there? He's seeing the Lord, he's seeing spiritual, he's talking to him. There's no higher evidence than that. And of course, this Vaidusha Pratyaksha is based on the Shastra. It confirms the Shastra. It's not something different. It's a devotee sees what all the time he was hearing about. Shravanam, Kirtan, Vishnu Smaran, same Lord, same description, Krishna with the flute, Tribhanga, Swarupam. This is what he says. Seeing what Shastras describe, confirmed. So like that. So the Brahma-Samhita is a favorite of Vaishnavas because actually establishes that Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, which means that if you consider what is this material world, it's a place where Jiva can, living the Lord, living spiritual world with the desire to enjoy. Icha Vesha Samutena Dvandva Mohena. Because of having desire to enjoy and therefore having Dvesh, it's an envy of the Lord. We did not agree that Krishna is supreme enjoyer. We wanted to enjoy. We all came from the spiritual world to material world to be enjoyers of material world. With the idea we'll be happy without Krishna. With the idea we'll be happy enjoying our senses. So jivas in material world, they don't want God. They want to forget God. Therefore they are put in forgetfulness. That is the Maya's beauty. The ahankar is given to jiva to misidentify with this body. And the concept of enjoyment is will come down to the sense gratification. Enjoying the body, enjoying the mind, intellectual enjoyment, enjoying to the modes of material nature. And jiva is suffering because of it. But because of that intense desire, Jiva is in complete forgetfulness of the Lord. Complete forgetfulness. And they don't want to. They don't want Lord. This material world is created by desire of Jiva. Not that Lord punished somebody or threw somebody in this material suffering. No. We left Lord voluntarily. We wanted to enjoy separately from Him. And therefore, when Jiva comes to material world, they don't want God. They don't want Him. I remember when we were kids, my brother and myself, we were invited for the birthday party by another friend of ours. And we were young. I don't know, I was 8, he was 12 or something. And we had to go really to another part of the city, which is quite distant. So parents were not willing to allow us. 8 years old, going somewhere alone, other part of the city. And but I was 12, which is not much older. So they were a little concerned. And we were so disappointed. Come on, everyone is coming, everyone is going to be there, and we are not allowed. And, what is it? They were really. So we were really insisting, no, we want to go, we want to go, we want to go. So one moment, Father said, okay, you can go. So two, we are going, fine. And then Father said, but me and Mommy are coming with you. Oh. Oh. Spoiled the part. So same thing, material world. We came here and we don't want Krishna here. Krishna, you enjoy there. We enjoy here. Make our own world where I am Ishwar. Ishwaraham, Aham Bhogi, Siddhoham, Balavan Sukhi. Actually, this is what we did. We wanted to be in center of enjoyment and we wanted to be in forgetfulness of Krishna. So Jivas, they don't want God. They don't want to hear about God. They don't want to worship God. They don't want to do anything with God. Simply they want to enjoy. And then devotees, they come. God is a person. He is seeing, he is looking. Somebody who is, they don't want. They want to avoid by any means. They make some other religions. They make their own religious scriptures. They make their own avatars. They'll worship dog, but they will not surrender to God. Jiva is trying to avoid by any means. And if he says there is something, some power is there, they cannot admit God as person. Because if God is person, they have relation with Him. I'm answerable to Him. They do not know His loving relation. They think, somebody is controlling, father, mother are coming to the party. We don't want. God is in person. He's all energy. God is love. God is Brahman. God is light. God is everything but the person to whom I have to surrender. This is the problem. No? And what is the Krishna's will? What is the Jiva's constitutional position? That we are part and parcel of God. Jivara Swarupa Hoy Krishna Nitya Das. This is what it is. That Jiva will never be happy unless Jiva surrenders to God and loves God. This is what will really make Jiva happy. Yayatma suprasidati. That only will satisfy soul. That when love of God is developed, that will make soul happy. So Krishna is concerned. They are suffering in material world. Let them come back. So he sent acharyas. He comes in as an avatar. He sends the Vedas, saints, to deliver the soul. No? So what Jiva has to hear in material world is this, that we are spirit soul, eternal servants of God. God is a person, He has a form, He has a name, and you have eternal relationship with Him. And this is Brahma-Samhita. This is exactly what Jiva has to hear. It's favorite of Vaishnavas. This is what we have to tell to people, that Krishna is God. God is a person. He has a feelings. He has a thinking. He has his consciousness. He has his body. He has his abode. He has his desires. You can have relation with him. This is all revealed in Brahma-Samhita. So this book is favorite of preachers because directly established. Ishvara Parama Krishna is not speaking, say there is some superior energy, Brahman, Param Brahman. No, it directly says Krishna. It's directly present, directly revealing Krishna's personality. So this is very unique about this book. Many Vedic literatures are there, speaking directly or indirectly about the God. But Brahma-Samhita is one of the most direct scriptures, shastras, that actually describe God as such. And this is very amazing. This is some treasure. That's why the Bhaktivinoda, it's a jewel books, jewelry books, no? So this is the favorite one amongst devotees. And therefore, it's quoted so much and so much importance is given. Okay. So this is the first shloka. Ishvara Paramakshna Sachitananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam. So this is, okay, a little translation. Ishvara means controller. Parama, supreme. Krishna, Lord Krishna. Sat, comprising eternal existence. Chit, absolute knowledge. Ananda, absolute bliss. Vigraha, whose form. Anadi, without beginning. Adi, the origin. Govinda, Lord Govinda. Sarvakarana Karanam, the cause of all causes. Krishna, who is known as Govinda, is supreme Godhead. He has an eternal blissful spiritual body. He is the origin of all. He has no other origin, and he is the prime cause of all causes. Is a perfect definition of God. Complete, not vague. After hearing this, here is Krishna, Ishvara Parama Krishna, Sachitananda Vigraha, Anadiradi Govinda Sarvakarana Karana. It's an amazing definition of God. Everything is here. He is a person who has a form, who is a controller, who is supreme, who is cause of all causes, and who created your God. Very definition of God is nobody created him. Anadiradir Govinda. That's the definition of God. If somebody created, he's not God. You see what a definition, and his personality, and his a form, and the name is there, and activities are indicated through Krishna and Govinda. One who pleases the senses and the cows, Govinda. So, these days devotees favor shloka because presents Krishna as it is, presents personality of Godhead, and his definition is all included, no? So Srila Prabhupada quotes it innumerable times. So many times Prabhupada quotes this shloka. At least first, or Sachitananda Vigraha. Vigraha means form. God is not in person, God is a person. So all focus is there. So here, Srila Jiva Goswami explains that Brahma-Samhita starts with this shloka. Ishvara Parama Krishna, Chitananda Vigraha, Anadiradir Govind, Sarva Karana Karam. This is called Paribhasha Sutra. Paribhasha Sutra is the essential definition of the book, you may say, or the subject of book. What is the subject in this book? What is going to be described in this book is defined by, like Srimad Bhagavatam, Paribhasha Sutra is Ete Chamsa Kala Pumsa, Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. That is Paribhasha Sutra of Srimad Bhagavatam. This is the essential shloka. What is described in Bhagavatam? Ete Chamsa Kala Pumsa. All avatars are described, and which are Kala or Amshas of the Lord, which are expansion of the Lord, or plenary expansion, or expansion of plenary expansions of the Lord. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam, and Krishna himself is described, the source of all avatars, avatari. So that shloka is the essence. That shloka tells us what is going to be discussed in the book and keeps the thread of all other discussions, because all other discussions are meant to conclude this, that Krishna Stu Bhagavan Swayam, that Krishna is supreme. So similarly, here definition is given that Paribhasha Sutra explains the proper method for understanding a book. It gives the key by which one may understand the actual purport of a series of apparently unrelated facts and arguments. So you cannot quote Srimad Bhagavatam that Shiva is supreme, although there are stories about Lord Shiva. Shiva Daksha, that Daksha Yagya is there, and beautiful story, and Shiva is glorified. But based on this story, you cannot conclude Shiva is supreme because of Paribhasha Sutra, because of what is the intention of all book, of all the package, of all topic together. 18,000 shlokas are there to confirm Krishna's to Bhagavan Swayam. So if you see separately one small spotlight, you'll not get the full picture. Yeah? Just like if you zoom on 1 square inch of my cloth, you will not understand what I'm wearing. You have no clue. Yeah? So Similarly, you cannot take one portion. It must be consistent, meaningful presentation. And this is the Paribhasha Sutra focuses, like a spotlight. Don't forget, this is why this story is told. And you will see why this story is narrated in Takshayagya and Bhagavatam, and how is it narrated, and what comes before, what after, what is the message of Shukadeva Goswami to Parikshit. And then you will understand, yes, even Daksha Yagya describes Krishna's Stupa Swayam. Krishna's Stupa Bhagavan Swayam. No? Okay, so here the definition is given. Okay. So same thing. This Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachitananda Vigraha Anadirade is discussed with Ramananda Rai and Caitanya Mahaprabhu. Here I just see, you can see the same verses used. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked to explain the truth about Radha and Krishna, Ramananda Rai spoke to Lord Chaitanya. He spoke Krishna Tattva. First explain the Krishna Tattva. He says, Parama Ishvara Krishna Swayam Bhagavan Sarva Avatari Sarva Karana Pradhan. Ramananda Rai says. Ramananda Rai then began to speak of Krishna Tattva. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he said. He is personally the original Godhead, the source of all incarnations and the cause of all causes. So you see the same thing when Ramananda Rai is describing who is supreme and how you define the God. Immediately, no? What he said, Parama Ishvara Krishna. The same thing, Ishvara Parama Krishna, Parameshwara Krishna. In Sanskrit, meaning is same, you know. In India, when you say Ishwar, you think of whom? Shiva. Ishwar, Parameshwar, Shiva, no? So here it's clear, Ishvara Parama Krishna. That will be discussed a little later. But the idea is that Ishwar is controller. Parama Ishwar, supreme controller, is definition of God. Ishwar of the Ishwar, Deva of the Deva, Deva Deva, Vishnu's name. The Lord, the God of the gods, Deva Deva, Adi Deva. So again, Brahma says Adi Purusha. So all these things are focused back on definition of God. So Ramananda defines same like Brahma-Samhita, same. And that's what he says. Ananta Vaikuntara, Ananta Avatar, Ananta Brahmanda Ikhan, Sabara Adhar. There are innumerable Vaikuntha planets as well as innumerable incarnations. In the material world, all these are innumerable universes. Also, there are innumerable universes. And Krishna is supreme resting place for all of them. Now this is definition of God. Sarva Karana Karana. That unlimited Vaikuntha planets are there. And then there are unlimited material worlds and unlimited incarnations living in Vaikuntha and coming to material world. All of them are resting on Krishna. Krishna is source, all of this. This is definition of God. Huh? So this is how they go on. And then he continues describing. Sachitananda Tanu, Rajendra Nandan, Sarva Ishwarya, Sarva Shakti, Sarva Rasa Purna. So this is again definition. Sachitananda Tanu. Tanu means the body, same thing. Sachitananda Vigraha. The transcendental body of Krishna is eternal and full of bliss and knowledge. He is the son of Nanda Maharaj. He is full of all opulences and potencies as well as spiritual mellows. Now this is very important how the Chaitanya Charitamrita, how Ramananda Rai explains who is God. He says he is the controller, Parama Ishvara Krishna. Okay, he is the resting place of all universes and all avatars. Okay, and then he classifies it, qualifies it, pins it down to the person. Nanda Maharaj's son, a person, Krishna. Not that when you say Krishna, Krishna, Krishna means black. Black is nothing. Nothing is something. Something is everything. Not like that. Krishna is the person. Nanda Maharaj's son. He is the Parama Ishvara Krishna. He is the Sachitananda Vigraha. He is the Sarva Karana Kara. He is Anadiradi, Govinda. He is the Govinda, Krishna, Govinda, person. You see how Acharya's point very clearly defined. It's not nothing whimsical, very precise, very clear what they are talking about. They know exactly what we have to hear. That God is a person. We have to surrender to him. No escape. Oh, God is love. God is light. I am my own God. You have your own God. I have my own religion. You don't have another God. God is God. God has you. Not that I can choose. You choose whatever religion. You can't choose God. Can you choose your father? I can choose whatever I want. I'm free man. I'm above 18 years old. I'm quite 3 times above 18. And I can choose God, my father. No, I cannot choose. You're born by the father. Father is fixed. You can't choose. How can you choose? You can't choose God. It's not you go subject market, I'll choose this vegetable, that vegetable. No. That's what, when I came first time to India, this is how one gentleman in the train introduced. Welcome to Bharatavarsha. Welcome to great India. I was happy. Oh, thank you. Welcome to land of gods. Okay? Whatever you like, you can choose. You like Ganapati, you worship Ganapati. You like Hanuman, you worship Hanuman. What is it? Subji market? What is it? You know? No, we respect all gods, devatas described in the Vedas, but we know who is supreme. One is supreme. There are many ministers in government, but one is supreme. So that will be discussed. What is Krishna relation with Ganapati? What is Krishna relation with Durga? What is Krishna relation with Shiva? What is Krishna relation with avatars, Purusha avatars, Mahavishnu, Garbhodakasha Vishnu, Kshirodakasha Vishnu? All these things are described in Brahma-Samhita clearly. So you see Ramananda Rai, how he speaks. That Lord, who is rest of everything, who is source of everything, who is controller of everything, who has spiritual body, that is son of Nanda Maharaj. This is where people, materialistic people or impersons cannot get it together. No, why you are mixing some boy Krishna with that Krishna, Brahman Krishna, Parabrahman Krishna? They can't get it. They don't want to accept personality of Godhead. Because as soon as you accept there is a person God, you have relation with him. And they want to enjoy. They don't want him. This is what it is. And therefore acharyas who love Krishna, who are devotees of Krishna, who are love of Godhead, how much they want to give Krishna to others, because they know every soul is suffering because of lack of knowledge of Krishna, because of lack of attachment to Krishna, because of lack of time to talk about Krishna. Okay, so here, what you will find, that if we see purpose of Bhakti-Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur in first shloka, we'll go through it. And the Srila Jiva Goswami's commentary, or Bhaktivinoda Thakur's commentary, or Srila Prabhupada's commentary, all of them use this opportunity to establish point. Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. He has a name. His name is transcendental. His form is transcendental. His pastimes are transcendental. Everybody suffers because of that. And this Brahma-Samhita, just first shloka itself establishes this. Krishna is person. Surrender to him. And you will be happy. You will achieve eternal perfection by that, you know. So here, I just read one more quote from Prabhupada. He says like this: the presentation of Krishna in Brahma-Samhita is Vijnana, scientific, experienced knowledge given by Brahma. Why? Because Brahma has seen the spiritual world. He practiced bhakti. He realized, Lord revealed himself. Yasya deve bharavakti yatha deve tata guru. He was practicing. Prakash and it was revealed to him, Goloka, Vaikuntha, and spiritual form of the Lord, and the gopis, and the pastimes, and the cows, and the Vrindavan, everything I've seen. So Vijnana. This presentation of Krishna Brahma-Samhita is scientific. Why? Because Brahma followed the process and he got result. Science means that you follow the methodology and you will be assured of a result. So same thing we say, everybody, anybody, everybody can practice Krishna Bhakti. You chant Krishna's name, you follow the 4 regulative principles, you dedicate life in the service of Krishna, and whatever background you're coming from, whatever caste, creed, color, whatever material status, financial status, educated, uneducated, old or young, doesn't matter at all. Everybody can achieve love of God. This is science. It's applicable to everyone, and methodology is followed, result is achieved. So Srila Prabhupada present. The presentation of Krishna in Brahma-Samhita is Vijnana, scientific, experienced knowledge given by Brahma, and accepted by Lord Caitanya. So he's speaking on authority. Lord Chaitanya accepted. Yes, this is true. There is no doubt about it. Krishna's form, see Krishna's flute, Krishna's color, everything is reality. You see how Prabhupada is, what he's stressing, what he says, what Brahma-Samhita confirms to us. See Krishna's form, Krishna's flute, Krishna's color, everything is reality, is real. When Shastra says Krishna is black, Krishna is black. So you cannot take him as a person, no? How can a person be black? Blue. When what Prabhupada said, no? Krishna's name, flute, color, everything is real. This is how he is. He's playing flute. God is playing flute. What is this? God is playing flute. God has beautiful eyes, he has beautiful dress, his peacock feather, he's tending the cows. Oh, your God is taking care of cows. They can't understand, no? They can't understand Krishna's pastimes. But Prabhupada is explaining here. Brahma-Samhita is scientific presentation. See Krishna's form, Krishna's flute, color, everything is reality. This is how God looks like. This is what God does. This is the nature of his transcendental form, name, qualities, pastimes, everything, you know. So, in the commentary, you can see that all commentators, but first Jiva Goswami, who first given commentary, he immediately quotes innumerable verses showing that Supreme Lord is called Krishna, that Krishna refers to person. They're not quoting now other definitions of God, you know, that whatever is already defined, Aham Sarvasya Prabhava or this or that, Mata Sarvasya. No, I will see innumerable quotes showing that Krishna, who is son of Nanda Maharaj, who is with Mother Yashoda, who is with Gopis, who is with Arjun, that is Parabrahman, that is the Ishvara, Parama Krishna. That link they are showing. They are directly showing the supreme control of this person who performs these pastimes in this material world. And this is very amazing. You know, you will expect some definitions of God, one who knows everything, one who maintains everything, controls everything, or whatever. But no, now they are showing that Krishna is that person, that particular form, son of Nanda Maharaj, not some vague impersonal or something. No, it's a person. So here, the word Krishna denotes the specific form of Lord, whose name is Krishna. No? And first thing Jiva Goswami quotes, Ete Shamsa Kala Pumsa, Krishna is to Bhagavan Swayam. He's showing Bhagavatam confirms Krishna is Supreme God. Okay? And then he quotes different verses from Bhagavatam. He quotes when Vasudeva, father of Krishna, saw Krishna's transcendental form manifested to him in Mathura, in the jail, then he described like this, Krishna Avatara Utsava, Krishna Avatara Utsava, for a festival to be observed because Krishna's appearance, or festivity of Krishna's appearance. No? So when Vasudeva saw his extraordinary son, his eye was struck with wonder. In transcendental jubilation, he mentally collected 10,000 cows and distributed among Brahmanas as a transcendental festival. So why this shloka is quoted? To show that Krishna appeared and has his pastimes. He accepts for the sake of Leela his father. And that person who is acting, who is playing, who is having relation with Vasudeva, that is Ishvara Parama Krishna Brahman. What they are doing, acharyas are all the time focusing on person. All the time they're showing, don't discriminate, Brahman Krishna, this Krishna, that Krishna. One Krishna was in Kurukshetra, another Krishna is in Vrindavan. There were three Krishnas. That only this Indology scholar would say something like that. No Pandit of Shastra would say there were three Krishnas. You know? And they say, the baby Krishna different from Vrindavan, and there was a Dwaraka Krishna different, and there was a Kurukshetra Krishna different, and something they're speculating all the time. But look at the acharyas, how they can join in one shloka definition, Ishvara Parama Krishna and Leelas of Krishna and Vrindavan. They're showing direct link. It's the same person. Parama Krishna, maintainer, sustainer, source of all avatars, one who everything material, spiritual, Aham Sarvasya Prabhu, Mata Sarvam Pravartate, Krishna, Yashoda Nandan, Krishna, Nandan, Nanda Kumar, Krishna, everything is focused on that. So, Hare Krishna, I think it's 9 o'clock, it's time to stop for tonight. It's a short 1 hour is really went like 5 minutes. Okay, so there's a question. Krishna is supreme according to Brahma-Samhita, and this is accepted by only Gaudiya Vaishnavas. But other sampradayas like Śrī Sampradaya not accept Brahma-Samhita. So they say Vishnu is supreme, not Krishna. So how to prove Krishna as Supreme Lord? So, yeah, this is the interesting question, that Śrī Vaishnavas today, they may not accept Brahma to Adi Keshava temple. We asked pujaris, do you know about Brahma-Samhita? And they didn't have any clue. Now we ask them, they know. Because last time the last visit, we again asked pujari, do you know about Brahma-Samhita? And pujari said, yeah, I know. Every ISKCON devotee asked me that. So now they know. But I tell you, 20 years ago, they didn't know. At least the person we asked, he didn't have any clue, neither about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, nor about Brahma-Samhita. He was nice, devotee, absorbed in worshipping his Lord, Adi Keshava, and he had his vow for the Lord. So, look, yes, other sampradaya may not accept, but why we should quarrel with them? Śrī Vaishnavas, they worship Lord Narayana. Ramanujacharya teach Dāsa rasa, worship Lord with awe and reverence. All of them, they have 400 form, they want to go to Vaikuntha. So we don't have to quarrel with them. They are in their Swarupa, they are going back home, back to Godhead. They are fine. We don't have to quarrel with them. There are so many bogus avatars. There are so many atheists in the world. There are so many man-made religions. So to them, we can preach Krishna is supreme. And Śrī Vaishnavas, if they think Narayana is supreme, we say, fine, you worship Narayana. And we will just laugh in our heart. Yes, this is our Krishna, showing a little bit of majesty, showing a little bit Aishwarya. Wow. That's all. There is no contradiction. There is no difference between Narayana and Krishna. Siddhanta Swaps Abhedepi. What is the slogan? Krishna Swarupaya. Isha, what is it? Isha? Shrisha Krishna Swarupaya. There is no difference between Narayana and Krishna. The difference is only in rasa. That pastimes of Krishna are more sweet. The pastimes of Krishna, that 4 differences are described in the Nectar of Devotion. That Venu Madhurya, Rupa Madhurya, Prema Madhurya, Leela Madhurya. That these 4 opulences, 4 things are not displayed even by Lord Narayana. So we know that rasa is different. Dāsa rasa of Vaikuntha and Sakya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya rasa of Goloka. The difference is only in rasa. So it doesn't really matter that Śrī Vaishnavas, they don't accept, or Madhvas, they don't accept, Brahma-Samhita, or that particular point that Krishna is supreme. Fine, they worship same Krishna in different bhav, different mood. But other sampradayas you can quote. If they don't accept Brahma-Samhita, you quote Bhagavatam. If they don't accept Bhagavatam, you quote Bhagavad Gita. If you don't accept Bhagavad Gita, quote Upanishads, you quote Vedas. What is the problem? Acharya has given so many ways of debating and establishing Krishna is supreme. And this is exactly what Acharyas did for us. That Goswamis of Vrindavan, they compiled the Shastra to prove Krishna is supreme. Srila Jiva Goswami wrote Sandarbhas, Shat Sandarbhas, thesis on Krishna, establishing the philosophical, supporting from Shastras all the conclusion given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Achintya Veda, Veda Tattva. So we have plenty of shlokas to argue. But what you do in the West with people who don't accept any sampradaya or any Veda or any book or any authority at all, how do you argue with them? No? So Prabhupada, you will see what Prabhupada did. You will see how Acharyas preach Ishvara Paramakrishna, and you will see how Prabhupada preach Ishvara Paramakrishna to people who do not accept Vedas. Or Brahma-Samhita says, oh, very interesting. And who is Brahma? They never heard in his life. So different things we will do, differently. Was it? This is so long question. What is this one? You can choose a simple question. You read one question.
Why we chant only Shloka 29 Brahma-Samhita while praying?
Why? Why we chant only from Shloka 29 Brahma-Samhita while praying? Well, you mean that we are chanting in the morning that Yamuna Devi's famous song recorded by George Harrison? Why we are chanting that? Because this is how they recorded it. And what is the second one? Angani yasya sakalendriya vidyamanti pashanti panti kalayanti chiram jaganti. Well, they recorded a song. Prabhupada taught them how to sing Brahma-Samhita prayers. And they made the song into it and they included only 2 shlokas. And George Harrison put a little bit of the rock beat to it. And they sang, they played, and it was so beautiful, was so spiritually charged. Then when Prabhupada here, he was very much appreciating. He appreciated so much that he said in every hour temple should be played for every darshan, although it is kind of a little bit of modern beat to it. But you can see the sincere singing of devotees and these most beautiful prayers offered to Lord. So nothing, it is you may say it's Krishna's will, Krishna's pastimes, Krishna's will, only these 2 shlokas are included, So is that the question?
No, I think why we start from first shloka and then go to 29 and then recite. Why don't we, in between shlokas, we don't recite from 1 to 28.
Oh, that's the question. What is the question? Why we don't change shlokas from 1 to 29? Well, you see, from shloka 29, this is where Brahma sees spiritual world. And that is what really is focus of the prayer. Brahma did tapasya and everything else. And then he's seeing Goloka. And then, Brahma is, just revealing what he's seeing. He's narrating what he's seeing. Chintamani prakara satma sukalva. So this is the description of spiritual world. So therefore we are focused on that. We chant these shlokas.
How can Brahma become bewildered when he can compose Brahma-Samhita?
How can Brahma become bewildered when he composed Brahma-Samhita? Srila Jiva Goswami explains this, that Brahma who is bewildered, the Brahma who ran after his daughter, and the Brahma who was stealing the calves and gopas from Krishna Leela, he said, this is not Brahma from Brahma-Samhita. The Brahma-Samhita, Brahma was devotee. By the way, we were all Brahmas. When Jiva comes from spiritual to material, first becomes Brahma. Srila Prabhupada writes in 5th canto purport and 8th canto also. 2 times Prabhupada mentions in Bhagavatam that first Jiva becomes Brahma. We were all Brahma. And 4 heads didn't help us to think of Krishna. We couldn't think clearly, what is this material world? So we fall and sink down, more down, more down, more down. So there are many Brahmas. Not every Brahma gets bewildered. And Brahma who got bewildered with Brahma, Vimohana Leela, it's Krishna's pastimes also. But not necessarily he was bad. It was Krishna's pastimes, perhaps. Okay. What is it?
Comment that is Radha Pada Pamashwara.
Okay. Anything related to the topic? So many questions are there. Huh?
They can ask on the.
Yeah, if anybody wants to ask, can ask also because there's. You select some questions.
That's all.
How to present Brahma is a devotee of Krishna. How to present Brahma is a devotee of Krishna.
Brahma is a devotee. How the present Brahma is devotee of Krishna.
How the present Brahma is devotee of Krishna. How the present Brahma is devotee of Krishna. So, how is the question?
Or is the present Brahma devotee of Krishna?
Is the present Brahma devotee of Krishna? Yeah, he is devotee of Krishna. He appeared also as a Haridas Thakur in Caitanya Leela. So, must be that he is devotee of Krishna. Correct? Okay. Okay, any other questions? What is it?
After this question, after Brahma period over, I have read that Brahma goes to Vaikuntha But you mentioned that Brahma becomes Jiva. How to understand?
Okay. After prayer is over, Brahma goes to Vaikuntha. Brahma who is devotee goes to Vaikuntha. Other Brahmas who are not devotee, they may degrade themselves to lower species. Not that guarantee every Brahma goes to Vaikuntha. Then what is the meaning? Prabhupada said that we became Brahma and now we are not in Vaikuntha. We are in temple. Prabhupada's temple is Vaikuntha. So, like this. Okay. Any other question? There was a question here. Hmm? There was a question, but now it skipped.
Don't, yeah, no, that's no question. Okay, here it is. Can an individual soul be present in two different places at the same time and act differently?
Can individual soul be present in two different places and act differently? Yes and no. The answer is that on our own strength, yogis can expand into 8 or 9 forms, but they don't act independently. If yogi by mystic power can expand into 8 or 9 forms, if one form raises the hand, that all other 8 forms have to right hand also. But there is that very famous pastimes of Krishna and Leela in Varanasi, when Krishna was invited at the same time by the poor Brahmana and by the king for a lunch. And all his entourage, all his associates were with Krishna. So Krishna accepted both invitation and simultaneously he expanded in 2 forms, which is not a problem for Krishna. But this time he empowered Jiva also to expand 2 forms simultaneously. And they were not acting similarly. Not that in one side of eating, place they were already handed. Not like that. But Krishna empowered them so they could act differently, independently. And this is very fact also, as we know, that all Lord Chaitanya associates like Rupa Goswami, Jiva Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, they have their eternal form in Krishna Leelas also. So you can say that the same Jiva can have 2 spiritual forms simultaneously, eternally. So that's possible also. So hope this helps.
Which Brahma actually recited the Brahma?
Which Brahma recited the Brahma-Samhita? The Lord Brahma, who is a devotee, he recited Brahma-Samhita. What do I tell? Number 31, what do I say? I mean, it's a difficult question. I don't understand your question.
Like he knows all the Brahma.
Okay, the 4-headed Brahma. That's more specific because there are many Brahmas there.
Why in India we don't pray to Brahma, but in other countries, Thailand and Bangkok, they pray to Lord Brahma in very places.
Why in India we don't pray to Brahma? Well, if you go to Kanchipuram or you go to Pushkar, you will hear the story that one day when Lord Brahma did puja, his wife was a little bit late for puja, so he took one of the heavenly girls to sit for yagya. And when wife came there, she was a little bit upset and tells Brahma that she's put a spell that you will not be worshipped on the earth. So she threw the flower, and wherever flower fell down, 3 time bounds. One is Pushkar, one is where Kanchipuram, and one more place. 3 places. Forgive me, I forgot the detail of the story. Only these 3 places you will find Brahma is worshipped.
Ajmer.
So this is
Ajmer?
Ajmer is Pushkar.
Pushkar, yeah.
Pushkar and Kanchi is second, and one more somewhere. I forgot. And so that is a Leela, you know. And yeah, Thailand and other places, they worship Brahma, creator. But a little different understanding also of Brahman. Not exactly like we take it. Okay.
Why only 5th chapter is taken from Brahma-Samhita out of so many chapters?
Why only 5th chapter is taken from Brahma-Samhita out of so many chapters? Actually, it's not taken. This is what survived. It's not taken. Nobody took and threw the rest of the book. It's not the Chaitanya will find 100 chapters. He find only 5th chapter. It was lost. More than 90% of Vedas have been lost. We don't have Vedic literature. So we are happy. 5th chapter is there. Sometimes scholars, even long time of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, some scholars were complaining that, oh, where is this Brahma-Samhita? This is unknown scriptures. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wrote it. Must be he wrote it himself. or we would be happy that we have more writing of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we would be very happy. But it's not. He says it's a Vedic literature, Shastra, and it was chanted by Brahmanas. So, yeah, now we have only Shikshashtaka, only 8 shlokas directly written by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
The dependent demigods and great sages imperfectly consider him to be a powerful demigod, and they consider Brahman effulgence to be the absolute truth. From Ishupanishad text 12. How to reconcile the statement with Brahma saying Ishvara Parama Krishna?
But there is no. Yeah, did you hear the question?
No.
No. Okay, I have to read the question. Okay, the question is like this: the dependent demigods and great sages imperfectly consider him to be powerful demigod, and they consider the Brahman effulgence to be the absolute truth. So that's from Śrī Upanishad. How to reconcile this statement with Brahma's saying Ishvara Parama Krishna? Well, but Shloka says the dependent demigods and great sages imperfectly consider him to be powerful demigod. So it's already Shloka says this imperfect understanding. So there is no contradiction. Brahma-Samhita says Ishvara Parama Krishna, Krishna person is supreme, his transcendental body and form is not impersonal. And imperfectly, devatas misunderstand him to be another devata, and sages misunderstand him to be impersonal, somebody. So this is the no contradiction. Okay?
That's one more question. Why Brahma directly not given the literature when Parampara starts with him? I don't understand the question. Why Brahma directly did not give this literature when Brahma starts, Parampara starts?
Okay, this is some unclear questions.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you very much for participating in this Brahma-Samhita study. So from the next Saturday, we'll start Ishvara Parama Krishna, see the commentary, see the purpose, see what Prabhupada say, how he preach, how he use it. And Krishna willing, it will all benefit us in our own spiritual life. Thank you very much for your attention and patience. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki, Śrī Brahma-Samhita ki, Gaur Premanande.
Hare Krishna.